Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about this plane, the MiG-21 bis, or specifically, the Finnish one. Well, why the Finnish one and not the regular one? Well, that's because I don't have the regular one and I'm not bothered to grind all the way through the USSR to get it. However, this video will apply to both since they are basically identical in every way except for the livery and the name. So, the flight performance. Well, it actually isn't too bad considering it has those funny Dorito shaped wings that like to eat all of your airspeed. However, there is one reason for this, and that is the engine. The engine is just a little bit more powerful than say the SMT. However, the MiG-21 bis is lacking in a few departments. 1. Good radar, 2. Good radar missiles, and 3. Yes, even though I just said it isn't too bad, flight performance. This is because a MiG-21 fights against MiG-29 and F-16 basically every match, and they are better than you in basically every way, and if they want you dead, you die. Well, that's fine and all, but how good are the weapons that it gets? Well, all MiG-21 bis get 6 all-aspect R60M, and also R13M1, which are basically AIM-9Js but slightly longer range. I say either bring 6 R60M, or bring 4 R60M on the outer pylons, and bring 2 R13 for longer ranges in the inner pylons. Also, to clear up a misconception about the R60M and MK, they are literally the same missile. The K in MK just means export, so you can see on the stat card that they are literally just the same missile apart from the name. The gun that this plane gets is a GSH or the KSH-23. It is a very low muzzle velocity and former damage dealer. The GSH-23 now due to real shatter does almost no damage compared to its former self pre-real shatter. Also, to any of you still watching, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe because it would help out a lot. Also, yes, I'm talking down this plane quite a bit, but honestly I think that if you're going to grind all the way through Sweden, you should go for the unique vehicles like the J35D and JA37C and D respectively. This is because these aircraft are unique to their respective tech tree and they aren't just copied from another tree. Also, because the MiG-21 bis is in the German, Russian and Swedish trees, it's not that unique. But enough of the MiG-21 bis slander. This plane is still okay at its battle rating, especially in the down tier since it can pull AOA quite effectively, it has good nose authority, with top tier worthy R60M missiles, along with a really good engine. Also, this plane is airframe limited, not engine limited, so you can rip in a straight line with full afterburner, but that also means that this plane has a great thrust to weight ratio, which is really good for getting out of a slow dogfight because you wasted all your speed with your delta wings. All MiG-21 bis sit at a battle rating of 11.0 respectively. This is great in a down tier to 10.0. However, 11.0 in my experience at least gets up tier to 12.0 most matches, which means you face MiG-29 and F-16, which are better than you in every way possible. But this plane does stack up against most players, and I say most of those players because most of them are people who bought their way to top tier via Su-25s and F4S, and they do not know how to play their planes effectively. Also, the R60M. It was a very powerful missile, but since it has been nerfed, it isn't nearly as good as it used to be, but it definitely is still one of, if not the best dogfight missiles. This is because it's all aspect, so you can shoot it from those weird off angles that the regular R60 can't do, and it pulls 30 Gs straight off the rails, plus it does have a habit of flying straight through flares or just blatantly ignoring them from rear aspect. And this happens especially within 1 kilometer of the target. But overall, I think this plane isn't too bad and should either be talismaned and used to grind out the unique planes, or it should only be bought in order to access a JA37D. Anyway, that's all for this video. Bye!